Okay, picture this. You've got a sports team that has endured nearly a century, literally 100 years of absolute agonizing mediocrity. Since 1908, British riders had won just a single gold medal at the Olympic Games, and in 110 years, no British cyclist had ever won the Tour de France. In fact, their performance was so incredibly underwhelming that top bike manufacturers actually refused to sell them gear because they were terrified it would hurt their brand. But the fate of British cycling changed completely one day in 2003. They hired a guy named Dave Brailsford as their new performance director. And Brailsford brought this relentless commitment to a strategy he called the aggregation of marginal gains. Basically, it was the philosophy of searching for a tiny margin of improvement in absolutely everything you do. We're talking redesigning bike seats, finding the perfect massage gels for muscle recovery, even teaching riders the absolute best way to wash their hands so they wouldn't catch a cold. As hundreds of these tiny improvements accumulated, British cyclists completely dominated the 2008 and 2012 Olympics, and they captured 5 Tour de France victories in just 6 years.
So this incredible cinematic turnaround leads us to ask a rather profound question. Can one tiny change really transform your life? Now, if you think about it in isolation, probably not. But what if you made another tiny change, and then another, and another? The story of British cycling hints at the massive, undeniable power of the aggregation of marginal gains. It proves that small improvements, when stacked on top of one another, they don't just add up, they compound. Welcome back to our continuous Tatparya Explainer series, where we are breaking down the incredibly powerful concepts of James Clear's groundbreaking book, Atomic Habits. Now, if you're just joining us today, please go ahead and click the I button or check the link down in the description to watch our previous overview explainer first. Having that foundational context is really going to set you up for proper understanding as we move forward through the rest of the book.
Okay, let's dive into this. Chapter 1 Breakdown: The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits.
We constantly convince ourselves that massive success requires massive action. But just look at this number right here, 37.78. This is the dramatic mathematical reality of getting just 1% better every single day. If you can get just 1% better each day for 1 year, you're going to end up almost 38 times better by the time you're done. What starts as a small, barely noticeable win accumulates into something much more powerful.
And as you'll see here, notice how this compounding trajectory actually works. Look at how the line for a 1% improvement gradually, and then dramatically, pulls away from the baseline over time. Conversely, if you get just 1% worse each day for 1 year, you'll decline nearly all the way down to 0. Time literally magnifies the margin between success and failure. It just multiplies whatever you feed it.
So think of it like this. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just as money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. They seem to make virtually no difference on any given day, right? Yet the impact they deliver over months and years is absolutely enormous. This means habits act as a double-edged sword. Good habits make time your ally and build you up through compounding growth. But bad habits, they make time your enemy and they can cut you down just as easily, leaving you on a steady decline right down to 0.
To really understand why this compounding effect is so incredibly hard to stick with, imagine you're sitting in a freezing cold room. It's so cold you can literally see your breath. On the table in front of you sits a single ice cube. The room is exactly 25 degrees. Slowly, the room begins to heat up, 26 degrees. The ice cube just sits there, absolutely no visible change. 27, 28, 29 degrees, still nothing. You've been putting in all this energy to heat the room, but the ice remains perfectly intact. 30, 31 degrees. And honestly, this right here totally validates all of your frustration when you start a new habit. You put in the work, you make the early effort, and your results seem completely invisible. You're thinking, why am I even doing this? But then, 32 degrees, the ice begins to melt. A 1-degree shift, seemingly no different from all the temperature increases before it, has suddenly unlocked a huge change. That previous energy, it was not wasted. Actually, scratch that. It was simply being stored up. All the visible action finally happens at 32 degrees.
So the crucial point is this concept right here, the plateau of latent potential. This is the lag time between doing the work and actually seeing the tangible results. It's exactly why most people quit way before their breakthrough. They expect progress to be linear and fast. When they make a few small changes and fail to see a tangible result right away, they enter what's known as the valley of disappointment. But to make a meaningful difference, you have got to persist long enough to break through this plateau.
Which brings us to a massive paradigm shift in the book, Systems versus Goals.
If we want to survive that valley of disappointment and cross the plateau of latent potential, we really have to rethink prevailing wisdom. We're constantly told that to achieve what we want in life, we need to set specific, actionable goals. But goals are just about the results you want to achieve. Systems, on the other hand, are about the processes that lead to those results. And this brilliantly illustrates the core message. If you completely ignored your goals and focused only on your system, would you still succeed? The answer is a resounding yes. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.
In fact, setting goals actually presents 3 specific problems that can really hold us back. First up, survivorship bias. Think about it. Winners and losers both have the exact same goals. Every single Olympian wants the gold medal. The goal didn't differentiate them, the daily system did. Second, goals only create momentary change. If your goal is to clean a messy room, well, you'll have a clean room for a moment. But if you don't change the sloppy habits that caused it, it's just going to get messy again. You're treating the symptom, not the root cause. And third, goals restrict your happiness. They create this toxic either-or conflict where you tell yourself, once I reach my goal, then I'll be happy. A systems-first mentality allows you to fall in love with the process and be satisfied anytime your system is actually running.
Real-life implementation grounding the theory. Let's make this actionable. Theory is great, but how do we actually ground this in our day-to-day lives? How do we literally implement systems over goals?
Well, let's look at a few real-world roles to break this down. If you're a basketball coach, your goal might be to win a championship. But your system, that is how you recruit players, how you manage your assistant coaches, and how you conduct your daily practice routines. If you're an entrepreneur, sure, your goal might be to build $1 million business, but the system that actually gets you there is how you test product ideas, how you hire employees, and how you run those marketing campaigns. And if you're a musician, your goal is to play a complex new piece. Your system is how often you practice, how you break down difficult measures, and your specific method for receiving feedback. The score will totally take care of itself if you just focus on the daily system.
Thank you for the watching video. I believe you understand about this chapter and implement in your life. Comment your thoughts about this video. Next time on this Tatparya Explainer series, we are moving straight into Chapter 2, where we'll dive into why identity change is the absolute ultimate North Star of habit change. True behavior change is identity change, and it is absolutely vital you understand how it works if you want your habits to stick for a lifetime. So make sure to subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss that next update.
And I want to leave you with this final provocative thought today. Look closely at your current ambitions. Are you actually building a daily system of atomic habits to get there? Or are you just setting another empty goal that completely relies on willpower? Take a hard look at your systems today, and I'll see you in the next Explain.